This morning, clearing up some concerns. We took fears over a new iPhone update to experts to get answers.
Plus, your Christmas tree might be a little more expensive this holiday season. How some farms are trying to alleviate the problem.
And COVID cases are on the rise here in Wisconsin. We're breaking down some new figures from state health officials.
And it is a very cold start to the morning. The coldest morning we've had so far. We're down to 11 in Madison. Just one last cold day. Some warmer weather in the forecast. We'll have more coming up.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchine. Thanks for waking up with us. We are talking about wind chills in the single digits around Wisconsin this morning. It's
some below zero.
There.
Yeah, so it's one of those mornings, we haven't had to deal with a lot of that recently, but we've got it this morning, and it doesn't look like it's going to last real long. We do have some warmer weather on the way. So right now, 13 in Middleton. We've got 11 here in Madison. You can see most locations around 12, 13 degrees here. DeForest is down to 11. These are the wind chills, 2 degrees right now in Madison. Actually, 1 below in Juneau this morning, 8 below in Camp Douglas, and right now the Dells, it feels like 0. So we will have a northwest wind this morning. Some sun this morning, a little bit more cloud cover starting to roll in during the afternoon hours, and that will keep our temperatures from really rising a whole lot. Low 20s expected for the afternoon. Low 40s, though, tomorrow and also Thursday. Looks generally dry most of the week, but by the weekend we do have a chance of some rain or snow showers that'll be developing later Saturday night into a Sunday. So some sunshine this morning. By the noon hour, we should see some of these clouds rolling in. The wind does switch around the southwest, and temperatures in the lower 20s today. So it's going to be a very cold afternoon with the clouds rolling on in. Temperatures pretty close to where they were yesterday, but we'll jump about 40 or 20 degrees tomorrow. We'll talk about those 40s in our forecast coming up.
Kelly, thank you very much. We appreciate it. With winter and those cold temperatures comes illness. 'Tis a season when more people get the flu or the cold. That trend appears to be true with COVID here in Wisconsin.
Our Shane Hogan is here to break down some of the new numbers in this increase. Not looking too great there, Shane.
Yeah, Chris, it's an increase in COVID cases, and that study is coming from Wisconsin wastewater and hospital figures that are monitored by state health officials. Here's a graph from the DHS of statewide averages of COVID-19 in wastewater over a period of time. You can see a gradual increase since the summer, but then since the end of October, there has been a sharp increase just the last few weeks here. Now, there's a more recent increase for Madison specifically. It's also hitting a very high category for COVID measurements in wastewater. Now, the number of Wisconsin patients hospitalized with coronavirus, that's up as well. It's been steadily increasing since early July, and that's according to the Wisconsin Hospital Association. Now, this all comes at a time when the CDC says COVID vaccine rates are lower than they would like to see. And it is worth mentioning, too, you can still order your 4 free COVID tests at covid.gov, guys. But Leah, like you mentioned, that time of year when we're really seeing a spike in almost all of these respiratory illnesses, COVID not an exception.
Yeah, scary numbers with respect to the vaccine, but some good information here on those tests. Shane, thank you very much.
And as we move into the colder months that are also darker, we have some expert advice this morning to help overcome seasonal affective disorder. It's a form of depression that affects about 5% of adults in the U.S. It includes feelings of sadness, loss of interest in activities you once enjoyed, changes in appetite, changes in sleep, loss of energy, and more. Women are at higher risk of seasonal affective disorder, as are people living farther north, like here in Wisconsin. So here's what health experts say you should do to increase your feelings this winter. You can increase your vitamin D, eating foods rich in the nutrient like salmon, eggs, mushrooms, and fortified bread and milk.
This will help to change some of the negative thoughts you're having during the winter months, as well as establish healthy routines around sleeping and eating.
Other symptoms include difficulty concentrating, feelings of worthlessness, and slowed movement or speech. If these symptoms persist, contact your doctor.
You have less than a week to save your old Google accounts. This Friday, Google will begin deleting accounts that haven't been active in 2 or more years. The tech giant explained its reasoning, saying older accounts are more likely to rely on recycled passwords and less likely to use those up-to-date safety measures like 2-step verification. Accounts subject to purging include emails, photos, and Drive documents, too. This week, you'll receive multiple notifications reminding you to log into those accounts or risk losing them.
Now to a new safety concern regarding Apple's latest iPhone update. Over the weekend, law enforcement agencies across the country posted warnings on social media about the new name drop feature. It lets 2 people touch iPhones and instantly share contact information. Police are encouraging folks out there to turn it off to protect their information. It's generated fear that a stranger could get your information if they're close enough. So News 3 Now took those concerns to a Madison College tech expert. Here's what he had to say about it.
The worry here is that people are going to walk down the street, bump into you, and all of a sudden all your information from your iPhone is going to go onto their iPhone. That's not possible. It's got its own built-in, consent system. You have to submit. You have to accept. It's a two-stage consent. And I think that therefore nobody really should worry about it, because at the end of the day, it's a really great feature.
And Noel says name drag can be used like a digital business card. He says the most important thing to remember here is you have complete control over the transfer. If you're still concerned, though, or just not a fan of the feature, you can turn it off by going into your settings.
To the war in the Middle East, we are now on the 5th day of a pause in fighting between Hamas and Israel, and 10 more hostages are set to be released today. Both parties agreeing to a 2-day extension in the ceasefire. So far, Hamas has released 55 hostages. Israel has released 150 Palestinians from its prisons. The pause has provided some insight into the conditions of those hostages and prisoners.
They ate, but they ate a lot of rice. Sometimes they didn't have rice, so they ate only bread. She told me that if you want to go to the toilet, you have to knock on the door, and only after 1.5 hours, 2 hours, they open the door and you can go to the bathroom.
It was forbidden for my relatives to visit me, or even the lawyers. I was not allowed to make any calls.
Israel accuses that Palestinian woman of murder, but never charged her for anything. It's a similar story for more than half of other released prisoners. And back stateside, a cyber attack in Pennsylvania linked to the war in the Middle East has the Department of Homeland Security on alert this morning. The attack hit a Pittsburgh area water authority over the weekend. Attackers shut down equipment that monitors water pressure there and then put up this message reading, "Down with Israel." It appears to be from an Iranian group. Crews were able to get the equipment back up and running manually, but the case did send alarms to Washington, D.C. The Department of Homeland Security is now investigating.
The man accused of shooting 3 Palestinian college students in Vermont is pleading not guilty. Jason Eaton is facing 3 charges for attempted murders of Tahsin Ahmad, Hisham Arwatani, and Kahin Abdelhamid. Prosecutors say the 3 were visiting one of the Hisham's grandmother's house over the weekend when Eaton shot them. Here's his mother explaining what happened.
Kenan, who thought his friends had been killed, had escaped to try and get help. Hisham worried the shooter stayed over them for a shorter period and then left. So Hisham thought that the man was going to continue to shoot them and kill them. And then Hisham called 911 and the EMT came.
She added her son is no longer able to walk. 2 of the victims are still in the ICU this morning. Meantime, the FBI continues to investigate the motive behind the shooting.
This morning, a state Senate committee is considering some new legislation on what your child reads at school. There's a public hearing scheduled on the bills. They would require school boards and public libraries to notify a parent about what books students under 16 check out. Several Republican state senators are backing the bill. This as multiple other states are seeing bans on books related to race and LGBTQ issues.
Meantime, Governor Evers is coming under some fire for using the name of a former Hall of Fame baseball player for his alternative state email account. Conservative outlet Wisconsin Right Now says the governor used a taxpayer-funded account with the name Warren Spahn at wisconsin.gov to discuss public business. Spahn, a former Milwaukee Braves pitcher, Hall of Famer, legend in the sports world. The president of Wisconsin's Freedom of Information Council, though, says he is troubled by the use of what he called a phantom email address and that he'd never heard of the practice before. Well, we took this to the governor's office. A spokesperson told us that as a matter of digital security, dignitaries in the state of Wisconsin have alias email addresses, including the governor, first lady, and lieutenant governor, as has been the case for at least the last decade that I'm aware of, including under former Governor Scott Walker.
A heads up, you might notice higher prices yet again at your local Christmas tree farm this year. The National Christmas Tree Association says families could see an increase of up to 10% this year. You've been paying more for your tree since the start of the pandemic, and inflation has only made it worse. Aside from hurting your wallet, the association says it could also take a toll on growers who are worried it might drive customers away. Some farms are transitioning away from spruce trees and toward fir trees instead to alleviate the problem. That's because fir trees have more longevity and they cost less.
Oh, all right, 6:09 now. Next year, there's going to be a new animal to check out at the Henry Vila Zoo. It's the world's largest rodent, the capybara. Her name is Peru. She's 4 years old. She came from the Brookfield Zoo in Illinois. She's going to be joining the zoo's other capybara, Morrison. She's spending the winter at the Animal Health Center. You're going to be able to get a glimpse of her next spring. The animal's native to South America. They can weigh up to 150 pounds.
That's a big rodent.
I've seen one. I think pretty sure I've seen Morrison, the other capybara, at the Henry Vila Zoo. Yeah, they are not small.
Sizable. They're eating.
Not small. Look at that.
Hey, bud.
Yeah.
It's just
Good
right
girl.
there. I love the sizing compared to our Chris Stanford. That's a big animal.
Bigger head than I do. That's hard. That's hard to do.
You said it. 6:10. Kelly is looking outside for us this morning.
Yeah, we are starting out really chilly this morning. In fact, the coldest morning we've had the wind chill values even below 0 now in Monroe. Single numbers for others, but we do have some warmer weather for first warm forecast coming up.
No capybaras walking around, but
Hopefully not.
This was an elk spotted in McFarland, what the Department of Natural Resources says he's looking for.
And in your morning sports, Wisconsin basketball hosts Western Illinois. Our Andrew Banstra is going to break down the game coming up.
Pick and Save gives you so many ways to save. On top of our lower than low prices, enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. Earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon. And with a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Plus, our weekly sales will keep your budget merry and bright. So get rewarded and save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
It's that time of year again, America. So let's light up the season during the Make the Holidays Bright sales event. Choose from a large inventory of Ford vehicles equipped with technology, space, and flexibility for any season. Get special offers on our adventure-ready SUVs or on our great selection of Ford trucks. And make the holidays bright with Ford. Now choose FlexBuy on Escape with 2.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,000 FlexBuy and $1,000 low APR cash, only at your local Ford dealer.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday Extended event going on now. Join us for more unbeatable Black Friday-like deals store-wide while supplies last. Like half off these printed and solid throws, $14.99 each. Over 55% off this digital slow cooker, now $29.99. $6 off 36-count Victor Allen's Holiday Brew Cups, $10.99. And load up on your favorite Blaine's chocolate candy, 3 for $9. Don't miss your last chance to save with extended Black Friday-like deals at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
This time of year, we gather, we celebrate, and we remember the things that matter most. For us, that's you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care, because the way you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
I volunteer because it's, I think, the right thing to do, and selfishly, yeah, I get a lot of joy from doing it. It's a joy that comes from taking people to where they need to go. Just watch your step coming out. You can't bottle it, you can't buy it. That only comes from volunteerism. When people really need to get to those medical appointments and they don't have any other means, I just look at it as kind of like the least I can do to try to help out.
Best advice I ever got was to invest with Vanguard for my retirement. The second best, stay healthy enough to enjoy it. So I started preparing, physically and financially. Then you came along and made every mile worth it.
Hi, Mom.
At Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner, helping you prepare for today's longer retirement. That's the value of ownership.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back, 6:15. Christopher, you're looking mighty fine
I'll
this
take it
morning.
away
You
here.
take it.
Okay, an elk sighting in McFarland's going viral online this morning. It's the top story currently on channel3000.com this morning. You may have caught some of the video on social media over the weekend. As it turns out, DNR officials tell our Kyle Pozorski it's part of the elk's statewide search for a partner.
He is Bull 357.
It's a humble name for Wisconsin's celebrity elk. Christina Kazuski, a wildlife biologist with the Wisconsin DNR, says he's traveling to find a partner to mate with, coming as far south as Dane County.
It's not uncharacteristic of the species, and we do receive a handful of these observations each year.
Love me do. She says it's common for subdominant bulls to travel. Typically what's called herd bulls do the majority of breeding. This forces others like 357 to take a hike. Think of it like dating for wild elk. And as it turns out, he's willing to go the distance in the search of love.
He has kind of a long list of observations that we've received from members of the public.
So here's his story. 357 began his fall tour, leaving the Black River Falls area, heading towards Wapaka, before turning north to the Wausau area, then setting his sights northwest into Taylor County. He then moved back east through Wausau, Shawano, Wapaka, and Wisconsin Rapids, before ultimately heading south. But don't get it twisted. This traveler is nothing to be messed with.
He's only a 3-year-old bull, but yeah, he's probably somewhere between that 500 to 700 pound range.
So what should you do if you see Mr. Statewide on his next stop? Christina says, just let him be. He's not interested in you.
Stay in your vehicle. Try not to approach it by any means. Observe from a distance, and just use caution on the roadway too while you're observing the elk.
Kyle Pozorski reporting there. The DNR says thanks to pictures and videos submitted from across the state, they're better equipped now more than ever to keep track and learn more about the elk.
Majestic animals.
They are.
A hair bigger than capybaras.
Just a skosh. Something to see, though, running down the streets of McFarland.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Love to see it.
Glad she caught some video.
Yeah. All right.
Kelly Slifka's outside on the patio. How cold is it out there, Kelly?
Well, it's cold enough that I'm glad I'm only out here for a few minutes, because being outdoors for any duration this morning, definitely going to have to cover everything up, because I'm kind of protected from the wind. We've got the building here, but that wind is making it feel quite a bit colder than the actual temperature. And you do notice some temperatures feeling like below zero. The wind chill value, 8 below in Camp Douglas, 1 below in Monroe. Juneau at 1 below, while it's 2 degrees in Watertown and Madison, it feels like 2 degrees. So it is a very cold morning. Notice we do have clear skies right now. The sun just coming up on the horizon there. We will start off with some sunshine, but some clouds will start to roll in as we go through the morning hours into the afternoon. 23 is all we can manage today. That's well below our average right now, which is 39. The sun will be up here at 7:06. So you will need to bundle up today. Noticing the winds are out of the west, at least initially. They'll switch around the southwest. That is some good news. Not so much for today, but later tonight and going into tomorrow, that eventually will be bringing us some warmer temperatures. Meantime, a little bit of sun this morning. By the noon hour, we'll see a little bit more cloud cover rolling in. That'll block out some of the sun. So low 20s expected today, very close to where we were yesterday. But that cold air is really entrenched across much of the Great Lakes states, much of the upper Midwest and Northeast. Lake effect snow machine is flying over in parts of the Great Lakes, seeing that in Michigan, also upstate New York. While we have clear skies right now, that mild weather is just to the west of that warm front that's over the Dakotas. That's where they're in the 20s, while we're in the teens, and teens fairly common across much of the Great Lakes states. So that cold air is with us today, but it's going to be moving on out. That will allow for some warmer weather to spread in from the west. So we'll actually see our temperatures climb after midnight tonight, so it won't be as cold tomorrow morning, and really actually fairly mild much of the week going into the weekend, with temperatures generally in the upper 30s and to close to 40, it looks like, going into the weekend. So this will be the last really cold day with temperatures in the low 20s. We're in the low 40s tomorrow and also into Thursday, and it's going to be dry most of this week into the weekend. However, there's one weak system that may bring in a little bit of snow mixed with some rain later Saturday night. That'll be going into Sunday. Well, we got our snow. Our first real accumulating snow. Thanks to Linda for sending in this photo. Definitely feeling very festive with the snow on the ground. And if you'd like to send your photo, just download our First Warn Weather app, and you can easily submit that photo. And we would like to share that on air. 10 degrees right now in Madison, also Janesville, 11 in the Adels, 9 in Mineral Point across Dane counties, down to 6 in Sauk City, 8 in Cottage Grove, 8 also in Stoughton and Oregon. So 23 today, but it gets better. Tomorrow, 41 with sunshine returning, 41 on Thursday. A weak system passing to our south, or actually a fairly large storm system passing to our south, will drag some cooler air for us. It should remain dry here, but we're back in the 30s on Friday, but back up close to 40 with that chance of light rain or snow mix comes Sunday morning.
After winning the Fort Myers tip-off down in the Sunshine State, the Badgers returned home to freezing temps in Madison, but they brought their hot shooting with them to the Kohl Center. Bucky hosting Western Illinois last night, trying to keep their winning ways alive. And it was the Chucky Hepburn and Stephen Crowell show. Hepburn drives and pump fakes, dishes to 22, bottom of the barrel for Crowell. All 3 of those, but they didn't stop there. This time, it's Max Klesmet who gives Crowell the touch and punishes the Leathernecks with the flush. The 7-footer just had it going on tonight. And then later, Badgers up big. Crowell feeds to Hepburn, and when Chucky's on an island, he'll slash your ankles like prices on a Cyber Monday. Hope you got some good deals yesterday. Hepburn finds his spot, nothing but nylon. Chucky and Big Steve each finished with a baker's dozen. Badgers go on to win their 4th straight. 71-49 is your final. And yesterday, John Blackwell was named the Big Ten Freshman of the Week. The Michigan native has been a revelation for Wisconsin, averaging 10 points and 4 boards off the bench this year while shooting 46% from 3. Blackwell is the first Badger to receive the honor since Chucky Hepburn did it back in 2021. Kelly Sheffield has said it all year long. The real season is the postseason. A postseason that kicks off Thursday against Jackson State for the 1-seeded Badgers. And for junior Devin Robinson, this is her time of year. Last night, make that 2 nights ago, Sheffield looked outside his office window to see Robinson by herself, drenched in sweat, working on her block moves, and returned yesterday morning to find her watching film. She's been a star since she arrived on campus, but shines brightest on the biggest stage.
You know, this is her time of year. You know, she loves this time of year. It, you know, you see a different glow and energy, and the practices for her when you get into postseason. Some people tend to get a little bit, you know, they get quiet and they start worrying and things. You get your best Devin at this time of year.
That's your morning sports fix. Have a transcendent Tuesday.
Okay, I'll try. Thank you, Andrew. We'll be right back.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are Campbell's condensed soup, just 99 cents. Red Baron pizza, 3 for just $9. And 8-ounce Hy-Vee Choice Reserve New York strips, only $4.99. Only at Hy-Vee.
Hi, I'm Gary Canolti, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me March 23rd through April 1st as we become immersed in Hawaiian culture and take in breathtaking views of Oahu, Kauai, and Maui. Enjoy a balance of scheduled must-see attractions and free time to relax in paradise. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC for more information and to watch a travel show. Or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Welcome back to Sam's Hot Takes. What's hot now? Spectrum One. It's internet, unlimited mobile, advanced Wi-Fi at an amazing value.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Call 833-948-4999.
And this is big. Ta-da! Zumo Streambox.
Now add Spectrum TV to upgrade to Spectrum One Stream and get a Zumo Streambox free for 12 months.
It brings together all the entertainment I want in one place. And this voice remote lets me search across live TV and my favorite streaming apps so I can find exactly what I want, fast and easy. It's streaming simplified.
Get internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Plus add Spectrum TV and get a free Zumo Streambox for 12 months. Call 833-948-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or stop by a Spectrum store today.
My hot take, this is like nothing you've used before.
Why didn't we do this last year?
Before you were preventing migraine with Qulipta?
Remember the pain, cancel plans, the worry?
That was then.
And look at me now. You'll never truly forget migraine, but Qulipta reduces attacks, making 0 migraine days possible. It's the only pill of its kind that blocks CGRP and is approved to prevent migraine of any frequency, to help give you that forget you get migraine feeling.
Don't take if allergic to Qulipta. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and sleepiness. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Qulipta, the forget you get migraine medicine.
SSM Health and News 3 Now would like to invite you and your family to make a colorful connection this giving season. Go to channel3000.com to download a Time for Kids coloring sheet or find it in November's Madison magazine. Add color and a kind message, then mail it to SSM Health. They'll share with a hospital patient who can't be home for the holidays. And you might even see it on News 3 Now. Take time for kids and spread joy to others by making a colorful connection.
Get everyday Perks prices at Hy-Vee. Bananas, H-Perks price, 39 cents a pound. Hy-Vee shredded cheese, H-Perks price, $1.99. And Hy-Vee butter, H-Perks price, $2.98. Sign up for Hy-Vee Perks today.
Welcome back. Let's take a peek at Linda's morning. A little cotton candy sky for you.
Very nice color. Thanks for sharing, Linda. Always appreciate the pictures you send in. If you want to use the hashtag #3morning, your picture could wind up on the air like Linda's.
Kelly, are we going to get a nice sunrise this morning? Looks like we are. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Very nice.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, the sun's not up until 7:06, but it is a beautiful pink already this morning. Just going to have to bundle up. The sun is going to be deceiving. The kids going to need that heavier winter jacket. Make sure they have the hat and gloves on because temperatures are only in the teens this morning. In fact, we're down to 10 right now in Madison, 14 in Lone Rock, 10 in Janesville. Winds are out of the west around 5 to 10 miles per hour. We are looking at some sun this morning. A little bit more cloud cover rolling in the afternoon with highs in the lower 20s.
Your local headlines right after the break. Don't go anywhere.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We do the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
Are you tired of living with that awful joint pain in your knees, hips, back, and shoulder? Ready to get your life back? Call QC Kinetics now, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. These non-invasive treatments harness your body's own healing power to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. No drugs, no downtime, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. Learn how all-natural advanced regenerative medicine can bring you lasting relief. QC Kinetics.
At US Cellular, anyone can get any phone free. So give yourself a free phone.
She's here.
Then give yourself the gift of not checking it. The gift of connection at US Cellular. New and current customers get any phone free.
In a Class 3 casino, you're playing against the house, so there's no guarantee a player has to win, ever. And in a Class 2 casino, the players play against each other, and not the house. So someone always wins.
So you're saying... He's saying if you want to win at something, you have to go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, a Class 2 casino where someone has to win.
How about this then?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
The best advice I ever got was to invest with Vanguard for my retirement. The second best, stay healthy enough to enjoy it. So I started preparing, physically and financially. Then you came along and made every mile worth it.
Hi, Mom. At Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner, helping you prepare for today's longer retirement. That's the value of ownership.
However you do the holidays, do it together in the Chevy that's right for you. The strong and capable Chevy Silverado, the award-winning Chevy Equinox, or the all-new Chevy Trax. This holiday season, do more together in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $269 a month. Or get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Equinox models.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We do the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
Madison celebrates a project over a decade in the making, finally moving earth and laying foundations.
Plus, it's Giving Tuesday, but scammers are out in force this year. We'll tell you how to keep your info safe.
And here's your first look outside this morning, folks. It is cold out there. Kelly Slifka, we're talking about wind chills in the single digits, below zero for some.
Yeah, that sun coming up looks pretty, but I tell you what, bundle up this morning. Wind chill values even below zero right now in Mineral Point, 2 degrees in Madison. One last cold day. We do have some warmer weather on the way. More coming up.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
I'm Chris Stanford. Kelly's got your first warn forecast. All right, so how much longer is this cold stuff going to last? I'm sick of it already.
About 3 more months.
You're in for the long run here, buddy.
Okay, some relief, though, this week.
Yeah, this week, you know, we've got to deal with it. Yesterday was cold. Obviously, today is going to be cold as well. But there is some relief from these really cold temperatures. This is more typical as we get into December. But here we are in later part of November. We are talking about wind chill values that have dropped below zero in Mineral Point and also Platteville. Right now in Madison, the wind chill, what it feels like on your skin, exposed flesh, it feels like 2 degrees because we do have a west wind. Not that strong, but it doesn't take that much of a wind to create that cold wind chill. This is the actual temperature, 10 in Madison, 12 in Fitchburg, 13 currently in Middleton. So it is a cold start to the day, but this will be the last really cold day. Yesterday we were in the low 20s. We'll be in the low 20s again today, but we're going to see rising temperatures overnight tonight, and that should set us up for the lower 40s tomorrow and also Thursday, and dry most of the week. Our next chance of any kind of precipitation, maybe a little bit of snow mixed in with some rain Saturday night into a Sunday. Meantime, some sun this morning, but the clouds will start to win on out as we get toward the noon hour. Winds will switch around the southwest, not really warming us up today so much, but by tomorrow that southwest wind will be warming us up. So we got low 20s today. Bundle up throughout the afternoon. You'll need that winter jacket, the gloves, the hat, everything if you're going to be out for any duration all day long. We'll talk more about that warm up and how long that will last coming up.
Okay, Kelly, thank you very much. Hey, you can keep track of today's dropping temperatures and then that warm up ahead over on our First Warn Weather app. Just search for WISC Weather in your app store.
Today is Giving Tuesday. It's a day to give back, but also a day scammers try to take advantage.
Shane Hogan is here this morning with how you can protect yourself and your money on this Giving Tuesday. Some good advice for us, Shane.
Yeah, Leah, that's right. If you're planning on giving today, there are a few things that you should know to make sure your money's going exactly where you want it to go. So here are a few tips from the Wisconsin Department of Financial Institutions and the Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. First up, if a charitable organization asks for your donation, you should ask for more details like their name, address, phone number, stuff only that organization can answer. Next, be alert to imposter websites and social media profiles. Scammers have been known to impersonate real charitable organizations. Don't open links or attachments in those unsolicited emails, texts, social media posts that you've been getting the last few weeks. Don't make payments in response to unsolicited phone calls. You should take time to research the organization first. And finally, you should avoid paying with cash, crypto, payment apps, or wiring money. You should instead use a credit card or write a check directly to the organization.
You don't always know who's behind the effort that the money is being raised for and how it will be distributed exactly. We certainly see an increase in calls to the Consumer Protection Hotline and in written complaints during the holiday giving season.
Another tip, DATCAP officials say GoFundMes can be a great tool to support individuals or a specific cause, but they are easily impersonated and fake. So you might want to do some more due diligence there. Now, these organizations don't want to discourage you from giving today, just to be aware of spending your own money. It's obviously a big day on the calendar for folks. Maybe you did some Black Friday shopping, some Cyber Monday shopping, maybe for yourself, for your Christmas gifts, but now a time to give back to the community, guys.
Yeah, important we give back this holiday season. Shane Hogan, thanks for the heads up.
It's not just individuals giving back this time of year. Companies also doing their part to help local communities. TDS Telecom is taking that to heart. They donated 36 refurbished laptops to Madison's YWCA. The laptops are set to go to women living at the YWC's apartments downtown, which cater to low-income folks. The housing director there says having a laptop provides these women with greater opportunity.
It just is another layer or arm of assistance, I think, in helping our participants and our residents meet their goals, and also knowing that our society is very technology friendly and is only getting more. So to be able to learn to know how to use a device, be comfortable, but also have one that belongs to you.
This isn't the first time TDS has made a donation to YWCA. In September of last year, it donated 130 laptops. We'll have continuing coverage on this Giving Tuesday, hopefully to inspire you and how you can benefit your community. Follow along over on your News 3 Now mobile app.
6:34 now, happening today. One of the men accused of murdering a 20-year-old will get his time in court. Mark Parks Jr. is charged with first-degree intentional homicide in the murder of Devon Grant last July. He's been held in jail for the last 2 weeks on a $1 million cash bond. He'll make his initial appearance in court today, where he'll have the chance to make his plea. Parks is one of 2 men that have been charged in this case, but there are still more that police are looking for. If found guilty of all charges, Parks Jr. could be placed behind bars for the rest of his life.
Felony charges have been dropped against a Wisconsin school official who posted a selfie with his marked election ballot. 52-year-old Paul Buzzle faced a 3.5-year prison sentence for the picture he shared in April 2022. Buzzle's a local official, being a member of the Mequon-Thiensville School Board. An Ozaukee County judge dismissed voter fraud charges against him yesterday, saying a state law preventing voters from showing their marked ballots is in violation of the constitutional right to freedom of speech.
Heads up, if you drive a Honda, the Japanese automaker is recalling hundreds of thousands of cars over a seatbelt issue, which could cause some serious injuries. The recall affects nearly 304,000 Honda Accords and HR-Vs made between October last year and October this year. Defective parts with those seatbelts increase the risk of injury in a crash. No reports of any injuries or death related to the issues, though. Honda says it'll start notifying owners by mail beginning January 8th.
The numbers are in on how many people the Wisconsin State Patrol had to stop over the Thanksgiving holiday. Patrol members out in full force over the weekend. They managed to hand out nearly 600 speeding tickets. There were also reports of 130 crashes. Officers stopped 18 impaired drivers. They gave about 390 people assistance on the road. They also handed out 1,000 warnings for minor violations of speeding. Big numbers, but here's a bigger one. AAA estimates around 961,000 people drove over the weekend in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin DOT officials say the amount of crashes involving deer have remained pretty steady. The DOT expects drivers to hit as many deer this year as they have each of the last 3 years. To give you an idea of last year's numbers, the DOT reported more than 16,000 crashes involving deer on Wisconsin roads in 2022. So the amount of deer on the side of the road this year should be about the same.
Some wildlife experts say we should rethink how we're hunting animals. They want hunters to move away from lead bullets during hunting season because it can be toxic to birds. Officials with the Raptor Education Group in Wisconsin say this deer season it's already treated 2 eagles for lead poisoning. And without snow to cover up the remains of a gutted deer in the woods, scavengers like eagles or turkey vultures are likely to eat the lead bullets left behind.
I think people really, truly don't understand the devastation that it has on wildlife that, eats the venison scraps and, the gut piles that deer that are left in the woods.
The center says the best step for hunters, use copper ammo. They say it's safer for wildlife.
After 15 years of planning and debating, ground's finally been broken on the construction of the long-awaited Madison Public Market. It looked a little different, though, than what you'd expect. Check this out. Dirt was brought inside for the groundbreaking. You don't see that very often. In fact, I've never seen it before. Just symbolic, ceremonial groundbreaking, if you will. The market's expected to open spring of 2025. The project's been the subject of a years-long planning process, plagued by rising construction costs and budget shortfalls. But the final push came last month when the Madison Common Council and the Dane County Board approved a combined $2.6 million to push the project over the finish line.
When we cut this ribbon, this is going to symbolize the journey that started and was rooted with the former mayors, Mayor Soglin and Mayor Dave, and that was kept alive by so many people kept alive.
The building's expected to support at least 130 local businesses with a focus on owners of color, women, and first-generation immigrants.
Exciting news for Madison. This finally getting off the ground.
I feel like we've been talking about this for a very long time, because we have.
In fact, exactly. 6:39 coming up after the break. Presidents and first ladies, both past and present, coming together to honor the passing of Rosalind Carter.
And we do have a beautiful sun coming up this morning, but it is deceiving. It's very cold this morning. We'll take a look and see how long this will last coming up.
Toyotathon is on. Time to make the holidays picture perfect with a new Toyota. We're going to need a bigger tree.
Get 3.99% APR plus $1,000 cash back on Tacoma when you finance through Toyota Financial Services. Toyota, let's go places.
Embrace the season of giving at the Century House. Donate $50 or more to charity and get $200 off any stressless recliner with power, any stressless recliner and ottoman, or any stressless home office chair. Or get $200 off each stressless sofa seat, or $400 off all stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans in all Paloma leather colors. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobeson Buses. Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son, the fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in. They don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
At U.S. Cellular, anyone can get any phone free. So give yourself a free phone.
She's here.
Then give yourself the gift of not checking it. The gift of connection at U.S. Cellular. New and current customers get any phone free.
Save big money on your next painting project right now at Menards. Freshen up your home with Dutch Boy Forever interior paint. It's washable, scrubbable, and stain resistant. Pick up a gallon of flat for $32.96. Platinum Plus interior paint is a no prep, no prime paint that's made to last. It comes in a variety of colors to match any decor. Right now, a gallon of Dutch Boy Platinum Plus interior paint is $39.89.
Toyotathon is on. Make your holidays a little more magical with a new Toyota. Come in today.
Get $1,000 cash back on your favorite models when you finance through Toyota Financial Services. Toyota, let's go places.
Get ready for an improved news experience. The all-new Channel 3000 news app is here. Tailored for your news the way you want it with a customizable home page. Stay informed effortlessly. Swipe through articles without returning to the home screen. And no more waiting. The new app loads faster than ever, ensuring you get news updates instantly. Download the all-new Channel 3000 news app today. Your gateway to news your way. Powered by News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back, 6:42. Today, presidents past and present and multiple first ladies will attend an invitation-only memorial. It's for First Lady Rosalind Carter in Atlanta, Georgia. Mrs. Carter died in November at the age of 96. CBS News correspondent Dave Mokoff has more on the day's ceremonies.
A tribute service honoring the life of First Lady Rosalind Carter will take place later today at Emory University in Atlanta. All of the living First Ladies, from Hillary Clinton to Jill Biden, are expected to attend, along with President Biden, Vice President Harris, and former Presidents Bill Clinton and Jimmy Carter himself. 3 days of tributes for the former First Lady and daughter of Plains, Georgia began yesterday, with past and present members of the Carter Secret Service detail carrying her casket from a medical center in Americus to her alma mater, Georgia Southwestern State University, where they left wreaths at the Rosalind Carter Health and Human Sciences Complex. Her casket was then brought to the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library and Museum in Atlanta to lie in repose.
At a ceremony yesterday, mourners remembered her as a people person who was genuine and kind.
She treated everyone with respect and dignity. She was unpretentious, never seeking recognition for herself.
crowds of mourners came to pay their respects.
I want to be part of a historic moment. I mean, not everybody can, pay their respects to the First Lady of the United States.
A private funeral will be held tomorrow at Maranatha Baptist Church in Plains, Georgia, where the Carters have been active members for decades. Dave Malkoff, CBS News, Atlanta.
First Lady Rosalind Carter will be buried at the family's residence following a private funeral service. Beautiful tributes just pouring in for her.
A legacy that is tough to match from the Carters. 6:44, let's check in with Kelly Slifka. He's standing outside on the chilly patio this morning. Hey, Kelly, how's it feeling?
Yeah, it is a cold morning. I'm thankful that I'm only out here for a few minutes because if you're going to be out for any duration, especially if you get in the wind, probably need the hat, the gloves, the whole 9 yards because it is a cold start to our morning. But we do have a beautiful sunrise coming up. As it's coming up officially just after 7 o'clock, but we're already getting some of that daylight. 23 expected today. That's way below our average, which now is 39. Noticing the low tonight is 20, but this will actually occur around midnight. Then we'll actually see these temperatures rise overnight, probably be in the low 20s by this time tomorrow morning. But the wind chill now here in Madison's at 2. It's 1 below in Monroe, 1 in Janesville, 0 in Juneau, and also the Dells. We've got below 0 wind chills in Camp Douglas. We are looking at these winds out of the west and northwest this morning, around 8, 9, 10 miles per hour. But notice as we get toward the noon hour, that wind will switch around the southwest. Now, we're going to continue to see these winds pick up this evening, and it's coming in from the south. So that's actually going to bring us warming temperatures as we go through later tonight. By this time tomorrow morning, we will be about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than where we're starting out now. So this is at 8 o'clock, 8:30. We're sitting right around 20. This will be the low, but noticing how the temperature actually rises overnight, will be in the lower to mid-20s come tomorrow morning, so it will be quite a bit warmer tomorrow morning. Meantime, we will see some sun this morning, but I'm expecting a little bit more cloud cover as we get toward the noon hour, and that will be with us throughout the afternoon. So kind of one of those gray November days that we haven't had a whole lot of yet this year, but we are definitely going to see that later today. The cold air mass is in place across the Great Lakes, producing snow showers from the parts of Michigan over into Ohio, Indiana, upstate New York, Pennsylvania. That's that cold air riding over those warm lake waters. And you can see the temperatures across the upper Mississippi Valley, the Great Lakes, generally in the teens, even below 0 right now in International Falls. But that cold air is going to be moving on to the east. We're going to see a warm up. Low 40s expected Wednesday and Thursday. A brief dip on Friday, but we're right back up close to 40, which will be above average going throughout the weekend into early next week. So this will be the last real cold day with temperatures in the low 20s. Highs tomorrow and Thursday in the low 40s. And it'll be dry most of the week except for some late Saturday night into a Sunday. Some snow may mix with a little bit of rain come Sunday morning. Right now it's 10 in the Dells, also Madison, 9 in Mineral Point, 8 in Platteville, 10 in Janesville, across Dane County. We're looking at Sauk City at 6, 7 in Sun Prairie, Cottage Grove 8, Stoughton currently at 8 degrees as well. So one of those cold mornings and a cold afternoon, kind of gray later today, but we'll get back into sunshine tomorrow with that southwest wind in the low 40s tomorrow and also Thursday. We briefly cool down on Friday, but we're right back up close to 40 Saturday and Sunday. And there's that chance of some snow showers developing Saturday night, may mix with a little bit of light rain. Right now, it does not look like a big system later in the weekend. Going into Sunday, it looks like.
All right, Kelly Slifka, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Just about 6:48, coming up in the morning sprint, the truce in Gaza continues after a deal to extend it past 4 days.
We're back after this.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
My favorite thing about the Power Swabs is that I was actually able to take the swab and really get through some of those areas that are kind of like untreated. I felt like I can immediately see the results, and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely starting to see the shades getting brighter and brighter, or whiter and whiter.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, Just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution.
Well, they're whiter, they're brighter, and I feel better about my smile. And it was so easy to do.
One friend was like, your teeth look like really white. Did you do anything to it? And I was like, I did. I did Power Swabs.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This Cyber Week, order Power Swabs and receive up to 50% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 50% off and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
The best advice I ever got was to invest with Vanguard for my retirement. The second best, stay healthy enough to enjoy it. So I started preparing, physically and financially. Then you came along and made every mile worth it. Hi, Mom.
At Vanguard, you're more than just an investor. You're an owner, helping you prepare for today's longer retirement. That's the value of ownership.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday!
Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $10.99.
Which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Madison Magazine is growing, and we're seeking top talent for media sales. It's more than just a job, it's something bigger. Unleash your income. Apply today on channel3000.com and be part of something big.
Rediscover life without pain. SSM Health Orthopedics.
6:51, time for the morning sprint.
In the Middle East, the fighting will stay on hold for at least another day or two, and 10 more hostages will be released today. That's thanks to an extension in the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. The pause also allows for more international aid to reach the Gaza Strip, where the Palestinians living there are facing famine conditions.
One of the men charged in the murder of a 20-year-old on Madison's east side will appear in court today. Mark Parks Jr. is charged with multiple homicide-related charges, including first-degree intentional homicide. He was part of a crew, police say, that shot and killed Devon Grant back in July. He's been held in jail after being caught 2 weeks ago on a $1 million cash bond.
It's Giving Tuesday, a time to give back to the community for the holidays, but scammers are ramping up their attacks. If you want to avoid their tricks, be diligent when checking charities, check for spelling and grammar errors, and ask questions about the legitimacy of a business. Most of all, don't let these scammers discourage you from donating if you want to.
A Senate committee here in the state capitol is looking for Wisconsinites' input on a few bills today. It's holding a public hearing for bills, including one that would require school boards to notify a parent if whenever a student under 16 checks out a book and tell them what book they're checking out. And another would require public libraries to do the same. The bills are backed by Republicans in the legislature.
10 people are out of their apartment homes after a fire in Toma. Firefighters say it took roughly 11 hours to extinguish it. They were able to get everybody out safely. A total of 47 firefighters from Toma, Oakdale, Fort McCoy, and Volk Field were on scene. The cause remains under investigation.
A new feature on iPhones is concerning people over possible security issues. The new name drop feature allows two people to touch phones and instantly share contact information. People are concerned that someone could use the feature to swipe their information in passing. But we took those concerns to a security expert at Madison College who says there shouldn't be any issues going forward. If you want to learn more, we have a story up at channel3000.com.
The man accused of shooting 3 Palestinian students is pleading not guilty in court. Jason Eden is facing 3 charges of attempted murder of Tassin Ahmad, Hisham Awartani, and Kian Abdelhamid. The FBI is investigating the motive behind the shooting. As for the victims, one was released from the hospital. The other 2 are still in the ICU. Meanwhile, a cyber attack in Pennsylvania linked to the war in the Middle East has the Department of Homeland Security on alert this morning. The attack hit a Pittsburgh area water authority over the weekend. It shut down water pressure equipment and put up a message on the screen that says, "Down with Israel." The Department of Homeland Security is now investigating.
All right, good morning. Meteorologist Kelly Slifka. Definitely bundle up the kids headed off to the bus stop this morning. We're in the lower teens this morning. The wind chill values have been in the single numbers, only headed into the lower 20s, and we will see a little bit more cloud cover as the afternoon wears on. Temperatures right now are right near 10 degrees here in Madison, 10 degrees also in the Dells. Lone Rock at 14, 10 degrees right now in Juneau, and also Watertown, 10 degrees in Janesville. Mineral Point right now at 9. We do have a wind out of the west and northwest. That wind eventually will be turning around to the southwest. Right now, the wind speed at 5 miles per hour in Madison, so it doesn't take much wind to create that really cold wind chill. Feels wind speed up there in the Dells right now at 6 miles per hour. So we'll see a lot of sunshine this morning. Beautiful sunrise. Go out and check it out. But a little bit more cloud cover as we get toward the noon hour. And with those clouds around, it will be fairly gray. Temperatures in the lower 20s later today. But we will have a southwest wind that'll pick up this evening. That will bring us some warmer weather. But beautiful sunrise now coming up. Temperatures in the 20s this morning and only getting to the lower 20s later today. A little bit more cloud cover going into the afternoon. Temperatures, though, going forward do look better. 41 tomorrow and also Thursday. And by this time tomorrow morning, I think we'll actually be in the lower 20s, so it won't be quite as cold as this morning. And going throughout the rest of the week into the weekend, our only chance of any kind of precipitation is the late Saturday night and Sunday. Right now, it does not look like a big system. It may produce a little bit of light rain mixed with some snow Saturday night into Sunday. But as you can see, temperatures running actually above average. Temperatures near 40 going into much of next week and overnight lows in the mid-20s. So no big storms headed our way. We're just going to be watching that one on Saturday night going into Sunday. Otherwise, pretty dry weather for the next 10 days.
Certainly doesn't look like anything we get this weekend is going to stick, huh?
It does not look like it, because with those kind of temperatures, you notice down to 31 Saturday morning, but that would only last maybe a couple of hours. Otherwise, it looks like temperatures near 40 this weekend.
Hey, not bad.
All right. Hey, it's Giving Tuesday, folks. We encourage you to give to your favorite local charity today and give back to the community who supports so many. Just make sure you're doing your due diligence and make sure that you're giving through the proper channels so you're not taken advantage of.
And make sure you're keeping it right here on News 3 Now. We have another weather and news update coming up in about half an hour right here.